nearly 70 years, the Blue Angels have been performing their power-packed routines all across the country. I recently had the pleasure of visiting the Naval Aviation Museum here in Museum, and I was able to dig a little bit deeper into the Blue Angels history. It was the end of World War II, and the Navy wanted to pique the public's interest in naval aviation. So, the Blue Angels were created. In 1946, the team took to the skies for the first time in Jacksonville, Florida. GOODSPEED, a historian at the Naval Aviation Museum, explains.
It was really to generate public support for the Navy and naval aviation and expose the public to what naval aviation could do, and a byproduct of that was really to maybe influence how much funding the Navy got going forward.
At the time, some Americans were familiar with aerial shows.
There's a long tradition in the United States dating back to after World War I, when there was a group of individuals called barnstormers that would fly from town to town to perform aerial exhibitions.
But the Blue Angels brought something very different to the skies: their skills learned during World War II and the professionalism and precision as naval aviators.
They were a formalized group, and they flew unique formations, and the roar of the engines. It certainly captivated the American public.
There were times the squadron faced obstacles throughout its evolution. Federal budget cuts last year forced the Blues to stay grounded, and this was not the first time the squadron was sidelined.
There were some unique times in the Blue Angels, one of which was during the Korean War, where they actually disbanded the squadron for a year, and the pilots who were members of the Blue Angels were assigned to an active squadron, and then they went over to fight in the Korean War.
That's what makes the Blue Angels so unique. They are naval aviators with a passion for our country, and it shows in every high-speed twist and turn, a thrill you just gotta see to believe.
It's an amazing experience to behold, to see one of those air shows, so it really makes you step away from it feeling great about the country in which we live.
A history, right? Okay, so let's get you ready for the big day tomorrow. The biggest piece of advice I can give you is to get here early, because if you don't, you're not going to get a parking spot close to Casino Beach. But there is a lot of parking here on Santa Rosa Island, and there's one more important thing you need to know. Trolley